August 25, 1630, Part 1, Much Needed Break. Amelia sat on the floor of her bedroom folding clothes that she was planning on taking with her for this surprise family vacation. As she hummed to herself, she pondered her time spent this past summer with Bennett. He made her smile, when at times she would struggle to do so on her own. They had spent all summer talking on the phone and at work, which had made Amelia look forward to going into work each day. At times, she considered pursuing something more with Bennett, but she was unsure of herself still. She wanted to build her own confidence first before building a life with someone else. Amelia decided to approach this vacation with a clear mind and think back to her friendship with Bennett when she returned. As her family boarded the airplane, Amelia sat down in her assigned seat, a window seat of course, and pulled out one of her favorite pastime activities. Being a numbers enthusiast, Amelia pulled out a pen and her big book of Sudoku puzzles. A quick lesson on the Sudoku puzzle, a 9x9 grid puzzle in which the grid is divided into 3x3 boxes. Every row, column, and box must contain the numbers 1 through 9, no repeats. At home, she would spend so much time on these puzzles that as her confidence grew she began to complete these puzzles in pen instead of in pencil and in half the time. As she napped for a bit, she dreamed of sandy beaches and amazing food with a waterfront view. Her time at university had been quite stressful as she strived to do well in every class she took. It wasn't her nature to slack off, as she would feel guilty by doing so. Amelia just wanted to lay by the water and have a moment of relaxation for more than a few seconds. She would have given anything to have her mind be put on pause. She woke up from her dream through a tap on her shoulder from her father, letting her know that they were about to land. "You ready?" asked her father, Amelia knowing quite well that he needed this vacation as well. "Ready to go," Amelia responded. August 26, 1630, Part 2, A Thing of Beauty. The country of Costa Rica truly is a thing of beauty. Absolutely stunning. Amelia and her family dropped off their bags in their hotel room and immediately walked down to the beach. With being only walking distance from the beach, Amelia knew she would be spending a lot of time there. Just in time to watch the sunset in its bright orange and pink aura, Amelia stood at the edge of the warm sand and the crisp, cool ocean, letting her mind wander alongside God's creation. A moment in time placed itself in her mind from when she and Mr. Adbury experienced the snowy oasis together, then shifting to her bicycle ride through the city. In both of those moments, she had taken a pause in time and in life, a few deep breaths, and kept going. During this sunset experience, she did the same. The next few days of this vacation were quite memorable for Amelia. One morning, the family woke up bright and early to get a head start on the trek to the hiking adventure they would partake in. The journey to the entrance of the trail would involve a 45-minute drive up the side of a mountain with multiple smaller peaks to the top. Amelia closed her eyes and dreamed the entire way as to not become nauseous from this trip. She dreamed of a tropical oasis with warm weather and the sound of wildlife around her. Her eyes opened just as her father parked the car, allowing her to breathe through the final bits of the sudden nausea she was feeling. Thankful to be out of the vehicle and on solid ground, she admired the view from the top of the mountain. She could see for miles the appearance of multiple mountains with the Costa Rican sun grazing each of them. How beautiful! The Enfield family approached their assigned tour guide for the hiking trail, and as her parents were greeted, the tour guide announced, "Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos and I will be your guide this morning. I hope it was a smooth trip up the mountain for all of you. Now, this is a very unique trail as you will not be walking or running down the mountain. The country of Costa Rica has experienced substantial rainfall this month, causing the trail to be drenched and deemed too dangerous for hikers. Therefore, you will be descending down the mountain via a zip line. Amelia, terrified of heights, took a moment to calm her nerves. She contemplated not participating, ultimately letting her internal fears beat her. After a motivational conversation with her father and many deep breaths later, Amelia was mentally prepared to take on this challenge. In her group of 5, she decided to be the first in line to embark on the zip line. Her tour guide assisted her into the gear she needed and instructed her to hold onto the rope and lean back. On this mountain there were multiple zipline checkpoints, with each about 50 to 60 yards in length. Each family member would descend to the checkpoint, wait for the remainder of the group, and then proceed. The tour guide gave her a kind shove forward and instantly Amelia took off. The speed picked up quickly, but at the same time slowed down. Amelia felt as if she was flying, her leaned-back position allowing her to look up at the sky. Not a cloud in sight. Birds flew above her as she listened to wind gusts and the rustling trees. This was truly a moment to remember. If she had let her fear get in the way, she would have never experienced this feeling. She collided with the barrier at the entrance of the first checkpoint as her pace slowed down. Coming from how she felt this morning, Amelia felt ready to take on the world. September 1st, 1630, Part 3, Back to Reality. The next few days were spent soaking up the Costa Rican sun, drinking tropical creations, eating incredible local cuisine, and swimming for hours at the hotel pool. Both Amelia and her father had allowed themselves to truly take a break from reality. The time spent with laughter and smiles throughout were truly icing on the cake. As the Enfield family packed up their bags on the final morning before leaving for the airport, Amelia walked to the beach one last time. She squatted down so that the smaller ocean waves were at eye level, watching them crash against each other. She embraced this moment and daydreamed that she would one day come here again. This once-in-a-lifetime trip was one Amelia would remember forever. It was also the mental vacation she needed to take her into her sophomore year at university. She had planned to transfer from mathematics to statistics as it would align better with her dreams and future career plans. She knew this semester would be tough, but now she was ready to take it on. Amelia spent her time on the return flight home completing multiple Sudoku puzzles and humming to herself. At one point, she took a page out of her puzzle book and began writing down her thoughts. She wrote down everything, a brain dump if you will. She planned her class schedule and then switched into writing affirmations for herself for the upcoming school year. As she wrote, she recited the words back to herself. I am capable of doing amazing things. Relax. I will become an adult. I will figure out my career. I will find someone who loves me. I have a whole lifetime. Time takes time. The only way to fail at life is to abstain. September 2nd, 1630, Part 4, Author's Note. Be so busy loving your life that you have no time for hate, regret, or fear. Sing as if no one is watching. Dance as if no one is watching. Hug your family members even if it is random. Love yourself so you can love others. Having anxiety and fear takes away from living an abundant life. Love your life. I leave the gift of peace with you, my peace. Not the kind of fragile peace given by the world, but my perfect peace. Don't yield to fear or be troubled in your hearts, instead, be courageous.